soldiers. You see what I'm saying? His man just came out looking at my man crazy. I'm walking down the street, my man like, I don't like his boy. Rationalize things with combat.
So when you first, a poet that hung out with thugs, and you might have been thug too, and you got a record, people around you are very protective, they're very violent, they don't really believe they have nothing to live for, and you are the centerpiece of their lives, and you know, and you're trying to train them as you learn. It's tough.
I mean, Snoop got people that's loyal to him that will probably kill you before he would.
But you gotta know how to separate your friends from your homies from your loved ones. I mean, you got homeboys, you got friends, and you got dogs. My dogs is with me all the time. My friends, hey, what's happening? All right, I get back at you. And my homeboys is people who I got love for, but they don't understand this business right now, so I had to keep it to a minute.
It was times where I had concerts and shows, and I tell a couple people to meet me on my block, on my corner when I first got signed. And before I know it, I look up, it's like a parade outside.
There's always somebody in somebody's ear, like telling you, fuck that, B. Just that and third.
Yo, that nigga go right there.
That nigga said this, man. Why you don't go see him?
Because nowadays, I mean, the pressure from your man to make you go hurt something.
That's the dude you need to get away from. Or you gotta school him quick, because he don't know no better.
In 1995, a crew from Eazy-E's Ruthless Records visited the Dog Pound on the set of a music video. The Dog Pound, because of their allegiance to Death Row Records, were drawn into Dr. Dre's ongoing beef with Eazy-E.
Actually, Eazy-E boys, they was just, I mean, me and Ricky Harris was riding around, you know, in a little go-kart thing, getting ready to shoot a scene. And they just walked up on me like, fuck the Dog Pound, you know what I mean? And my response was like, I mean, it's about 100 people around there. One of them went behind me. So I'm like, well, either I swing now, else I just get swung on, so. It's Eazy-E, rest in peace. I don't know how much he had to do with influencing them to talk about us. But they was down with him and we was down with Dre, so they was trying to do their diss thing. And we not trying to be no hoodlums, we out here trying to make money, because I know that day I felt real bad about what it looked real silly.
I love this game.
Fatal Hussein of the Outlaws was part of Tupac Shakur's crew. Due to a court date on the East Coast, Fatal wasn't in Las Vegas the night Tupac was shot.
Not that I'm some kind of, gladiator or nothing like that. But if I was dead, I know, I'm in the streets basically. The only time I'm not in the streets is when I'm with Tupac. So I know right from wrong. I know, this shit is still a street. And I know there's certain things you can do and certain things you can't do, man. Especially when you at that level. And it's like people that was around him at the time wasn't feeding this to him, man.
After a Mike Tyson bout, Tupac Shakur started a fight with Orlando Anderson, a Los Angeles gang member. Several hours later, Shakur was shot in a car just off the Las Vegas Strip.
I never stopped thinking about what the fuck was Tupac doing out there rolling in the dirt with a nigga that he ain't had no business even. He shouldn't even gave that nigga the time, man, to even say some shit like, yeah, me and Pac had a fight, man. It was like 100 other niggas there. It was supposed to be people there that was supposed to step up and handle situations. Niggas wasn't around just to be rapping and eating up shit and messing with chicks and shit like that. Everybody in the crew got a part to play. And if you don't play your part, then it's all gonna crumble. And if they get their head, man, what's gonna happen to the body? I felt like if I was there, shit would have been totally different, man.
After the deaths of Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls, artists in the media temporarily came to their senses.
If you know that it's arousing the whole community, you know that you don't want that to happen. You don't want that energy coming your way, then it's definitely like up to you to take a stand and be like, yo, I really have no ill feelings towards you as a person. This was me expressing myself through my art. It's love. I want to see you prosper too. I mean, I think a lot of the artists feel that way. They might not say it all the time. Because cats, you know, do get emotional. Sometimes it does become personal. But overall, I know the nature of these cats ain't about, like, I want to see this dude dead.
In 1997, Minister Farrakhan called an intervention in Chicago in an attempt to resolve disputes peacefully. Minister Farrakhan told his guests about organized techniques white slave owners had used to keep slaves, including deliberately causing, developing, and maintaining hostility amongst them.
Ice Cube flew in, Mac 10 flew in, Ice Cube came and just gave me a hug.
When I met Common just kind of felt like he had to defend himself, because he a cool dude, actually. And Common good, man. He can rap. He do what he do.
And I needed the elders to come bring us together and just be able to sit us at the table where it wouldn't be no ignorance and no homies just sitting around talking crazy. And we get aroused and just had a peace treaty. And we hugged, you know, so it was like, I needed that.
We got close, but then she broke to the West Coast, and I was cool, because around the same time, I went away.
Because they have the respect of many artists, outside entities like the Nation of Islam and Zulu Nation, as well as individuals like Russell Simmons, Jim Brown, and Mike Conception, have led the way in squashing beefs in hip-hop.
In the Nation of Islam, I'm not even allowed to speak negative of another member to another individual in the nation unless the one of whom I'm speaking about is present. If I go to another member about something negative about another member, that member is to stop me. He said, hold up. If it ain't positive, I don't want to hear it. And if it's negative, that other person is not here. So what I do then, I go to someone who can officiate my beef. And I want to witness that I try.
Beefs, you know, I've been lucky enough to have an opportunity to influence some of these people.
You know, and every person that's had to live a violent life to survive would do anything not to have to live that life. They don't enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? And once you get out of that life, you never want to go back. It's so not gangster to get into any physicality. That's the least. That's the worst. That's when there's nothing else you can do. That should be the last resort, is violence. Especially if you're in a position where people are following behind you and you have to set an example, because it makes our culture look bad. It makes us look stupid.
Wake-up call of Biggie Smalls and Tupac Shakur's murders, as well as the efforts of many to reconcile out-of-control beefs. The climate in hip-hop grew increasingly hostile in the late 90s. Beef and diss records sprung from all over the place, in greater numbers than ever before. With big money at stake, lyrics became increasingly violent and personal. Everyone got involved, including hip-hop's premier MCs.
Take over, the break's over, nigga. Those you ain't talking about me, dog. You? What?
Fuck Jay-Z.
Nasty Nas, the Esco's trash. Had a spark when you started, but now you're just garbage.
How can I be garbage?
Switch up your flow, this shit is garbage. Trying to acknowledge.
Big dick sucking lips. Won't you lift the late veteran lip?
Since you infatuated with saying that gay shit, yeah, she was kissing my dick when you was kissing that bitch.
KRS already made an album called Blueprint First.
Fell from top 10 to not mention at all. To your bodyguards, Uzi Wali's verse better than yours.
Off, I count off when you sample my voice.
Oh yeah, I sampled your voice, you was using it wrong. You made it a hot line, I made it a hot song.
That this Jay-Z and Rockefeller Records wanna be.
Look, I got more shooters in Queensbridge than you.
88, you was getting chased to your building. Call it my crib and I ain't even give you my numbers.
I came in your Philly backseat.
A fan, a phony, a fake, a pussy.
Skeeted in your Jeep, left condoms on your baby seat.
That ether, that shit that make your soul burn slow. Put it together, I rock hoes, y'all rock fellas. And now y'all trying to take my spot, fellas?
Because it stayed on wax, the beef between Jay-Z and Nas elevated the entire game.